Representatives. The bill basically provides funding for states to oversee health care and employment programs for Americans who are 60 years and older. And now it heads to the Senate and then the president's desk for final approval. And here to talk more about what this bill means, what it means to us, our parents, is Paul Downey, President and CEO of Serving Seniors. Good morning.
Good morning, Elizabeth. Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in. I'm especially interested in this because of my parents, obviously. So what does this bill do exactly?
Well, what it does, the main thing it does is nutrition. So for meals programs like we do at Serving Seniors and across the country, it provides meals in senior centers. It also provides meals that are delivered to people who are homebound. And that has been the key thing. It's been around for 50 years and critical stuff.
So the bill has expired. So does that mean that this necessary funding is not making its way to these programs?
It was in serious jeopardy. I mean, the bill should have been what is known as reauthorized in 2010, which means basically passed again, just updated. And Congress basically has let it sit for 6 years.
Why?
Frankly, I think it's just a lack of interest in aging issues, which is surprising because aging is something that affects every single one of us, and we all aspire to be old someday. And so it's been very frustrating for advocates to move it forward and finally get them to vote. I testified 7 years ago in '09 on this issue, trying to get it moving with a bunch of other advocates. Finally, it happened last Monday, and we've been fortunate here that Congressman Scott Peters and Congresswoman Susan Davis have been at the forefront. I just wish more of their colleagues had helped them out.
This is interesting. And when you say you testified, you actually went to Washington, D.C.
Washington, I've done that actually several times actually since '09. Once before this, or actually a couple times before the Senate, and met with housing, House leaders on multiple occasions trying to get this passed. And this is really important. I mean, this is, in my view, the third most important piece of legislation impacting seniors. You have Social Security and Medicare, and we could debate which one is one, which one is two. Pretty good consensus that this is the third most important thing, and been the frustration of trying to get it to fruition.
So if it doesn't happen, because it still needs to go through the Senate, it still needs to be signed off by the president, what will happen?
Potentially cut off of funds. So meals programs, millions of meals that are provided to frail seniors across the country could vanish if this isn't reauthorized. So we're hopeful that the Senate passed a version of it last July. It came to the House. It took 9 months after the Senate voted unanimously back last July to get to the House. The House voted unanimously on Monday, and I was in the gallery to be able to witness it. So there's some minor changes that need to go back to the Senate. But we're hopeful we'll get to President Obama's desk soon and make sure that critical funding continues for meals and all of the other services that it protects.
And Paul, as an advocate for our older Americans, our seniors, you see how important the need is. I mean, you see how critical it is.
Every single day. I mean, the meals, for most of the people that we see at Serving Seniors, these are the only meals they have access to. These are folks that are living on $5 a day, and they can't afford to go to the supermarket and buy food. So these meals keep them healthy, and we know that if we keep them healthy, first of all, they're happy and fulfilled members of the community, but frankly, it also saves tax dollars because it keeps them out of emergency rooms, out of the hospital, out of long-term care, because they're healthy. And so it's a good investment from a people standpoint as well as a taxpayer perspective.
Absolutely, absolutely. Paul Downey, President and CEO of Serving Seniors, thanks for coming in.
Great to be here. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you. Have a wonderful Sunday. We appreciate it, and we will keep tabs with what's happening with the Older Americans Act, or Older Americans Act is what it's called. Been around a long time and needs to be reauthorized.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay.